Big shout out, big shout out, big shout out, big shout out. It's Jrod on point. Thank you so much for being here today, this early Monday morning. Big shout out to everyone watching. We're gonna be talking about the Idaho full Bryan Kohberger case. It seems that Goncalves got some kind of secret connections with the 112 Queens Road. We're gonna talk about this in a little bit later. Let me welcome all of y'all to Jrod on point. I'm the host of the most, Team to the Tango, Gene to the Django, Jrod on point. Please make sure to subscribe to Jrod on point and become a member. Become a member of this channel, so like that you'll be able to unlock all the videos on demand and also all the live streams that we've been having here for the past year. I'm very humble, very appreciated to be here. Thank you so much, everyone watching. Hopefully today we're gonna have the presence of warning label Nena. Big shout outs to her. Hopefully she gets here at some point of the live stream. That'll be great. If not, we're gonna carry on ourselves. I want to make sure that I send a big shout out to Tynell Ray. Yeah, Tynell Ray. Big shout outs to you. Thank you for being here. Very appreciated. Thank you for being here. International viewing. Thank you so much. Hopefully y'all enjoy my fishes today. You know how to come with the, you know what I'm saying, relaxing views. So like that, everybody, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Make sure, big shout out to New Zealand. Make sure you get your popcorn, get your drink, get your favorite drink, get your popcorn. We're gonna have great conversations today. Big shout out to Tanel from New Zealand. Big shout out to New Zealand. Thank you so much. We got the family from New Zealand watching. Thank you so much. Very so much appreciated. Today we're gonna be talking about the Idaho 4 case, Bryan Kohberger. We just warming up right now. Hopefully everybody trickle in. Hopefully everybody had a great weekend. My weekend with the family was amazing. It was great. Again, my apologies that I had to reschedule this live stream. But you know how it goes, man. Like I'm very busy on my side of the fence, and when I gotta get certain things done, I'm not, I don't have no problem rescheduling and having great conversations in some other time. But yes, we are here. Let's go through it. Make sure that y'all subscribe to Jrod on Point Live. Make sure y'all subscribe to Amy Conway. Big shout out to Warning Label Nena. Thank you for being here. Very appreciated. Our special guest is here. We're gonna have great conversations. Welcome. Warning Label Nena. Thank you so much. Very appreciated. Make sure if everyone, you know what I'm saying, see some value in the content that we provide here, make sure that y'all send your donations to PayPal and the Cash App, and make sure that y'all like, subscribe, and share the content. Let me send the link, the MVP VIP pass. Let me send it out. Let me send it out. 1 second, please. It's been very interesting. It's been very interesting, like the videos out there about the niche, about the Idaho full and Bryan Kohberger case. Oh man, I've been seeing some great videos, and I've been seeing some cuckoo videos out there. You know, it's crazy. Let me see what we got here. 1 second, please. All right, we got the MVP VIP pass. Big shout out to Tyler, to Ellie. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Big shout out to Tyler, to Ellie. We see you. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. It's been a long time. It's been a long time. One second, please. Thank you very much. One second, please. Let's make sure we got everything here 100% taken care of. Big shout out to everyone watching. It's gonna be a good one today, though. It's gonna be a good one, I think, and I believe. Warning label Nena has some very interesting links. She said, "I'm bringing all my notes." That's what warning label Nena said. She said, "I'm bringing all my notes." Oh, don't worry, warning label. Whenever you're ready, we're ready. We just warming up. We just welcoming everyone, making sure everyone is welcome. That everyone feel right at home. Let's make sure we have everything copacetic. I'm very happy to be here today to have conversations with Ja. Shoot me those questions. You know that I'm not never shy of answering questions. Never that. So make sure that you have any questions. Make sure you comment on the chat. Be nice. Talk to me nice in the chat. Be nice. Talk to me nice. All right, 1 second here. Big shout out to Justine Cooper. Thank you for being here. Very so much. Appreciate it. Very so much. Appreciate it. Thank you for being here. 1 second, please, and thank you. Yeah, that's crazy. This crazy. All right, all right, all right. Thank you so much. Very, very, very appreciate it. Thank you for everyone to be here. I mean it so much. Big shout out to Tell to Ellie with the $5. Thank you so much. Give me 1 second, please. Let me show some love here real quick. Big shout out to Tyler, to Ellie. 1 second, please. I'm still trying to like set up this stuff so like, you know what I'm saying? How can I say it? So I can see everything. Big shout out to Warning Label Nena. Very appreciate it. Thank you for being here. Give me 1 little second. 1 little second, please. I see you. I see you. I just want to make sure that I see everyone because lately, I had a situation with one of our past moderators that she was black and then unblocked, and some for some reason I couldn't see her, and we determined that obviously she got to have us blocked because we could see her. We could how can I say it? She could see us. I mean, y'all couldn't see her, but I couldn't see her. Like, she was not blocked, and for some apparently reason, I couldn't see her. So then I was like, well, I must be blocked. She might have me blocked. But I see you. Tell it to Ellie. I see you. I see you. Give me 1 second. Big shout out to everyone to be here. Thank you so much. Yeah, we're gonna have a great conversation with Warning Label Nena. Um, it's gonna be open panel in a little bit. It's gonna be open panel in a little bit because I just want to make sure that Warning Label Nena deliver the conversation, deliver the message, deliver the information. Yeah, it's weird though. It's weird. I can't really I'm trying to set this up properly, but I guess I'm gonna have to wait for it because it seems I'm gonna have to call my tech guy to resolve those issues. But yeah, big shout out to everyone that is here watching. Thank you so much. Very so much appreciate it. Thank you, Tele to Ellie for the fight. Thank you so much. I mean that. Give me 1 second, please. How was everyone's weekend? How was everyone's weekend? I'm very engaged with the community. I want to make sure that everyone feel appreciated. Tell it to Ellie, say I'm far from rich, but just showing some love. Thank you so much. Tell it to Ellie. Very appreciated. Thank you so much. We have Tanel in the building. She said that she's early. She said, for your information, it was JD. Yeah, we know that. Tinel already, you know what I'm saying, swinging elbows. Tinel already swinging elbows in the chat. Let's go. Let's go. Ellie said, I've gone live a few times, but kind of late at night because I don't know what I'm doing. She said Ellie said that she don't know. She don't know what she's doing. Oh my God. No, big shout out to tell it to Ellie though. Big shout out to tell it to Ellie. She been with us for a long time. Big shout outs to her. Big shout outs. We're here through thick and thin. It's been a long time. It's been a lot. Big shout out to Tanel from New Zealand. New Zealand here. International viewership. Thank you so much. Warning Label Nena is right here. Big shout out to Warning Label Nena. Thank you so much for being here. How y'all doing? She fell asleep. It's okay, guys. She'll come back.
Ah,
She'll
dang
come.
it. Sorry.
She'll,
I wasn't paying attention. I was muted.
she'll come back surely. What's up, girl? How you doing?
Well, I was giving you crap, but I was muted.
You know what? Who you talking to?
Who are you talking to?
Glad to see you though. Thank you so much for coming over. My apologies for the reschedule. My apology for the reschedule, but
Reschedule? Damn, you just didn't show up.
no, I did reschedule though. I did. It just sometimes over here when we got family coming over or whatnot and stuff like that. What I mean, I like to
You
give them
know,
their little respects. Little respects like that they sleep and stuff like that. But here we are. Here we
life
are.
be lifing.
I'm very, very excited to be here. Tanel say everyone's a little cuckoo to the trial. I know. Yeah, the topic is the Idaho full Bryan Kohberger case.
I
We're
don't think
gonna
I
be,
know anything about that case.
you know what, me neither. So we're just gonna like here in prom, like on top of the head. Hopefully, we have a good expose of nothing, right?
Right. Of you putting me
um,
on the spot, asking me questions.
no, listen, I tell you what, and this is the truth. Today is your show. Today is for you to bring whatever. How can I say it? Far as what we was talking about the other
Right.
days, that we couldn't like finish the conversation, and I was so intrigued because it's like the things and the connections that you was talking about is actually very intricate, like very within the Goncalves family household.
Right.
And I was like, you see, big shout out to Justine Cooper. I was like, you know what? Um I've been trying to leave the Goncalves alone, but at the same time, it's so hard for me to ignore certain very self-explanatory not just connections, but when sometimes people act like overdoing things. I don't know if that makes any sense. Like for example, we totally understand that you have laws at daughter and whatnot. We totally understand that, and all these other um you know being in the eye of the public, and people really not um bowing to the victim status that they want to give themselves, when in this case, just to be respectful, the only victim is the Idaho Full.
Right. Right.
Kiely, Maddie, Ethan, Santa, they are the victims. I totally understand that it's very sad for family members to go through whatever they go through, but at the same time, again, we're not on their shoes. We totally get that for people that want to be like, leave them alone. You don't know what they go through. Well, I'm a parent. I love my children, and I don't even want to imagine um what would be the feeling. But at the same time, it's certain things that me as a human and as a person I would not do. Especially when it has to do with criminal investigations and stuff like that. Again, if anything would have happened to any one of my family or whatnot, I just would do due diligence like myself and whatnot, far as to try to find out whatever I could find out myself. Um, but at the same time, I would allow the authorities to do their work. Like I wouldn't intervene with the investigation. I wouldn't go in the public manner and like guide people's opinions or try to guide people's conclusions about something. Like I wouldn't do certain things like that. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong, Nana. What's your personal take within the Goncalves family and their involvement, not just within the investigation, but with the social media and legacy media, news media outlets, not a ref? How you feel about their behavior?
Okay. Well, the other night when I was live with you, it had been 5 years since I lost David.
I'm sorry to
So,
hear that. Rest in peace, though.
as a parent that has buried their child, I can empathize and everything of what they're feeling. Now, David, I'll tell anybody that, his free will took his life. It's a whole lot different than, somebody choosing when my child dies. But still, the loss is the loss. And I have defended the parents. I have staunchly defended parents. Number one, I always defend Kara, you know, um, because I know what it's like to bury your child and try to stay clean and, you know, what you're going through mentally, emotionally, and everything.
Yeah,
And plus,
I
she
totally
was
agree
just
with you. It's a
she
struggle.
was
I'm
just
sorry.
thrown aside. She wasn't ever treated like a parent. And I don't care if you hadn't had a relationship with your child or anything like that. You still gave birth to that child. You still love your child. I hadn't seen David in 2 years when I got called to the hospital. He went in the hospital on Friday, and he had 16% heart function on his left side. He had no heart function on the right side. So he overdosed. And it's so weird because, when your child is going through addiction and everything, you wait on that phone call, and you get that phone call and it's like worse than ever because he survived. And you're like, wait a minute, I should be happy he survived. But unfortunately, what happened was he survived it and then had to lay there 5 days not knowing when it was going to happen.
Oh my God, I'm sorry to hear that.
So, I mean, I thank God for those 5 days, but, I can't even imagine laying there just wondering.
Yeah, it's a agony though. It is. Yes, I'm sorry to hear that.
And so he survived his overdose, but didn't survive. But as far as the loss and everything, the thing about it is all the interference and everything, they could end up robbing their daughter the justice she deserves.
I totally agree.
And, that's what everybody needs to realize is, everybody wants to talk about the Chapins, because they're not going to the trial and stuff like that. And if you think about it, what she says is absolutely true. It's not going to change the outcome. Her going and listening to what her son went through and listening to what those other three went through and everything, if that's not emotionally healthy for her and her process of grieving, and it's not going to change the outcome, then don't put yourself through it, you know? But really, if you think about it, none of the families are really vocal.
You see, in a way, for me, that's a little bit telling. I don't know. It's a little bit telling.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
but I mean, you don't hear anything from Ben, you don't hear anything from the Laramies, you don't hear anything, from the Kernodles or anything like that. I mean, everybody stays to themselves. They let the law enforcement do what they do. They let the judge and the lawyers and the state do what they do. And, you know, to me, I think Steve is a super alpha male, and I hope that if anybody hears me say what I'm fixing to say, it is in no kind of disrespect. Because when David died, the guilt and the regrets ate me up worse than the death. And I think that he may be overcompensating for not saving his little girl. Does that make sense?
Well, I'd like to say that certain parents, in the moment of a loss, I would like to say, because my grandmother lost my mother when I was 2 years old, so I kind of like could relate. Um, but at the same time, I feel that every parent, when their child passed away, I feel that they believe that they could have done better. I
Right,
think that's like what you try to go for.
right. The guilt and the regret.
Yes, yes.
I
Go
mean,
ahead.
even though I wasn't present when that happened to David, I wasn't involved. You know, I'm a recovering addict, so I had my guilt of I introduced him. I didn't introduce him to that world, but because I raised him as he was raised by an addict, so he knows the world. You know,
Totally
and so
understand. No worries.
I had
No,
that guilt.
nobody's judging you here.
Right, but what I'm saying is, I think the guilt drives Steve
I
that
mean, I
he
think
can.
I think that he just feel that he could have guide her or steer her a certain better way.
Right, right.
Tell
And I
it
mean,
to Ellie.
come on, you have to admit, there's been some nasty stuff said about the victims.
Yeah. Tell it to Ellie. Said I think when it comes to child and parents, when either pass, we regret things as humans because we truly love each other and have that bond. I agree. I agree with that. I agree
Oh
with
yeah,
that.
I mean, everybody wants that just one more do over. If I could just have the chance to do it over.
Yeah. But you see, I totally understand that is not very welcome. I like to say it's not very tasteful to point at certain flaws and within the victims when we talking about a true crime case. Um, but you see, it's it's not really sad to say because it's a protocol.
Right.
If people really want justice for the victims, you need to investigate the victims first.
Oh yeah, victimology is everything.
You have to because here's the point that people don't understand, right? If us as true crime content creators don't sit here and actually look for everything, and I mean everything, and when you find something that is like the public opinion will not like or even comprehend, then now the content creator is in a position like to be like, well, what I'm gonna do with this information? But it might sound like Tanel said, atrocious and stuff like that. But if we really want justice for the victims, we have to understand that the victims, like us and like any other human in the world, were not perfect. The fact in this case is the crime was committed, a horrendous crime was committed. It was a massacre. We're talking a slaughterhouse and a sorority house where these young ladies are looking for nothing but a better life. They go into college looking for a future. It don't matter however people could feel about them. Yeah, they going to college to fornicate, to drink, and to smoke, and just to party it up while they at it and whatnot. We understand. It's part of being young. It's part of the whole facade of like, well, I'm in college and this is how I'm supposed to act. You know, um, people need to understand that the victims probably at some point in life they made a mistake,
Right.
and probably those mistakes took them to all the way to lose their life. That mistake could be as simple as being in a relationship with someone that he was not stable, or not recognize nor prescribe with a mental issue, which a lot of rich families don't want to admit that their son or their daughter are acting up and it's not normal. They just think that it's normal. Oh, he acting up, he a little moody, he a little controlling, he a little obsessive. And they just don't want to call their kids for what it is, for what's
Right.
going on. That even though if you have a position to be whole in society, if your boy or your girl has certain kind of mental issues and you just want to scrub it down, scrub it down the rug and water under the bridge just because you don't want your son or your daughter be stigmatized as, oh yeah, they crazy. And then they're gonna say like, oh, the whole family's crazy. Do you think that he's like that or she's like that out of nowhere? It's because they all like that.
Right.
You
Right.
know what I mean? So families understand what a community will think about them, especially when they are, for example, in a place of political position, on a place of some kind of leadership within the community, on some kind of position of private corporation that render services to the community or whatnot, churches and whatnot. It's a lot of things behind this Idaho 4 case that people ignore. But I'm very interested in your take on the Goncalves family and what we hear today to have a little comprehensive of the other side of the coin that people really don't talk about. Label, I'm gonna let y'all with warning label Nena, so like that she could explain to y'all her feeling and her take on what's going on within the relation of the Goncalves family and the whole investigation of the Idaho 4. The floor is yours, warning label Nana.
Well, I mean, I think that I'm not going to say I think they know more than they're saying because I really don't think that they know more as far as the investigation goes. But like I told you the other night, when you have Lake Campbell that is tied to 1122, and he is Steve Jr.'s fraternity brother, and Lake Campbell's stepsister, Aiden Barnhart, is Emma Bailey's best friend since like elementary school.
So hold up right there. Let's press the brakes right there before we go too far away. So to give the people that are listening and just got here, right? Just to give them a little overview of what we're talking about.
Okay.
I have a question for you that I think is gonna settle a good foundation for the rest of the show.
Okay.
Is the Goncalves family. And when I mean is the Goncalves family that we know at this day today within this case, the parents, brother, sister, or whatnot, in that family nucleum, do they have connections not just with the University of Idaho, but also with the house of the crime scene?
Well, I would. I'm
Let's say
under
first,
this.
do they have connections with the University of Idaho, perhaps? Fraternities, sororities, whatnot.
Yes. Yes. I mean, Steve G was in a fraternity. I
Boom,
mean, Steve
boom,
Jr.
boom. You hear it here first through warning label Nana, Jrod on point. Let's go. Get them,
I
Nana.
mean, Steve Jr. was in, uh, oh my gosh, AKL. I've got it written down. But anyway, he was in the fraternity with Lake Campbell. And then you have Kiely that didn't get into Beta, but she got into the other one. So she's in a sorority. And I
Also,
mean,
she went for one sorority and then end up in a whole other one, which that could create conflict.
yeah, that's what I was telling you the other night is what people don't realize is they tried to join, both of them tried to join Beta, and Kaylee didn't get accepted. They pledged and they did, and Kaylee didn't get in. And
I
if
wonder
you'll,
the reasons why she didn't get in.
I don't know, but if
Either,
you'll
either,
notice for
I wonder if it was like through Kaylee's side of things that she was like, nah, I don't want to join, or it was more the sorority saying like, no, she's not,
no,
you know.
the sorority didn't take her.
Okay, the sorority didn't took her. Okay, good. Okay, okay, I get it. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So for I know a good 6 to 8 months, if you'll go back and look at their social media, there was a good 6 months, I know, it probably up to 8 months, that Kaylee or Maddie, neither one even commented on each other's post or anything, you know. And I mean, it put a wedge between them because when you're starting out that sorority life, the sorority is your life. You sort of, if you're not in the same sorority together, then you're sort of split. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
And I
it makes sense that would have put a dent on their relationship.
yes, yes.
Um, okay,
And so
I get that, and it's okay. Go ahead.
so a lot of the pictures, I mean, everybody wants to talk about the pictures of Maddie and everything, and I basically of all the girls. But what people don't realize is that was modeling shoots when she went to Cabo and stuff like that. That was for a modeling shoot. And I mean, so a lot of those pictures, I'd say 90% of the pictures of Maddie, the one where she's got the dress on with the horse, and there's one where she got a bathing suit on holding a bottle of champagne and stuff like that. That was modeling shoots.
But but you see on that there, how can I say, models will model towards what they want to show. How can I say it? Because I've been in the world of modeling.
Oh yeah,
Models
modeling can definitely lead to darker things.
models will not take all jobs. Models
Right,
will not take all jobs. See certain models that don't take bikini shoots.
right,
Some models that will only do certain type of it don't matter if the photographer that whoever's doing the job will insinuate certain things. Nine times out of ten, let's say if it was a personal photo shoot just for her that she wanted to like open a portfolio, um she will take pictures of what she want to show to the world, her assets, you know what I'm
right,
saying? So
right.
if she taking suggestive pictures and whatnot, obviously the picture that she took was what she met. You feel that, you know what I mean? Because
Yes,
it's like a lot of
yes.
people, we don't want to judge the book by the cover, but unfortunately in society we all judge the book by the cover, and nine
Oh
times
yeah.
out of ten the cover of the book is what it sells the most, even though the book is garbage, even though the book don't have no even purpose to exist. The book always gonna be judged and sold by the cover. So again, I just wanna interject with that right there because I totally understand people judge people by the cover, but at the same time, I want to make sure that everybody understand that when people take certain pictures, like for example, I want to go to this too. I'm not gonna go far away from the topic. I want to go to the pictures that her and Kaylee and Maddie took together as they were a couple. I don't know if you've seen those pictures,
Yes.
but when you take pictures with your best friend as a couple, and I mean romantic, with looks, with gestures, when you see some people do that purposely, some people do that by default. Because you know what I mean? It's a difference when you pose just for a pose than when you actually taking a picture of a natural reaction at the moment, which capture an organic pose. I believe that a lot of those pictures were intent to show exactly what they show. They have They have a love for each other that it was great, it was unique, it was amazing. But at the same time, I believe that that love for each other wouldn't be looked proper for certain individuals. It
Right.
wouldn't it would have seen it wouldn't seen pictures like that would have drive Jack Decor crazy, because we already know Jack Decor was possessive, had uh a toxic relationship with her. So I believe that those pictures could have created an insecurity in the type of guy like him that already have a lot of insecurities on his life. I feel that those pictures could have put him in a state of mind of having, which again, Steve Goncalves confirmed that Jack Decor was jealous of Kiely and Maddie's relationship, but Steve Goncalves, instead of mentioning Jack Decor, he mentioning Bryan Kohberger on that news interview, that he said that yeah, they know that Bryan Kohberger was jealous of Maddie and Kiely relationship. That was an moment of him, because that was his guilt. He was that was his guilty conscience talking, because he knows in the back of his head that Jack Decor had motive to kill his daughter.
Right.
That Jack Decor was jealous of Maddie and Kaylee's relationship to a certain other level. That it was not a best friends type of relationship. That type of that right there, if pictures were accommodated with their own acts, like for example, like whatever Maddie said is a go, but whatever Jack Decor said, then now have to enter a discussion about it. You know what I'm saying? Like man could feel very jealous of a best friend, especially if you call that best friend your wifey, which we already know and confirm that Kiely did call Maddie a few times in their life wifey.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We have, at least myself, I have talked with certain people that I take it with a grain of salt. But it's certain things when people share to you that it just accommodate very properly the conversation, the information that is being coming out about this case, and people be like, well, a few times Kaylee called Maddie wifey and whatnot. They have like certain weird shit going on and whatnot. People need to pay attention to that, because we don't know if that was the whole motive of this whole horrendous crime. Again, I've been telling y'all for a long time that in my hot take in this case, this is nothing but domestic violence going massacre. That's been my take since day one in this case. That's why when Bryan Kohberger conversation came all about, was like, what y'all talking about? Why y'all talking about Bryan Kohberger when we have a solid motive here on hand, which I share with Moscow PD, that he could actually get to the real killers. And at least that position needs to be investigated. And that's the problem of all, that everything got ignored. Everything that is the obvious suspects, everything that is the obvious motive is being ignored by Moscow PD to focus on the Bryan Kohberger. They have no burger in this case. Sorry, Nana. Just wanted to make sure that introduce that other side of the conversation, far as through those pictures. I want to stay with the pictures where you was talking about that a lot of people we was having a misconception about the young ladies or whatnot. But at the same time, with the same breath, it was conversation that those young ladies were having a personal uh relationship outside of the best friend status. Continue. I'm sorry.
Oh no, no problem. But everybody wanted to do the whole, OnlyFans. What was it?
Yeah, it was the conversation about her and Maddie doing certain things on OnlyFans for pay.
Right,
And it was some other conversations about through OnlyFans and social media, them like having uh being
sugar
approached,
babies.
yeah, being approached by customers.
Right,
Go ahead, I'm
right.
sorry. Yeah, I just wanted to
Um,
confirm that for you.
but if you'll go through, okay, the six original 1122 roommates. If you will go and read through the comments of each one of them's Instagram, I mean, there are people constantly telling them to get in touch with them because they want them to model, you know, in the comments, and it's the name of a company, blah, blah, blah. And I think two of the companies that Maddie and most of them modeled for was in Coeur d'Alene. And so all the pictures and stuff like that are shown, especially the one like with them on the yacht and stuff like that. Because I'll be honest, first thing I was like, what are those girls doing on a yacht? Well, then
Yeah,
when I found
yeah, they
out,
give the looks like they were like those bunnies for pay.
right. And so then when I found out that, they were modeling shoots and, hell, the boat may not even have been in the water, it was just part of the shoot. And so I was like, well, that makes me feel a lot better. So, I mean, I think that that's one of the things that me personally being a mom, I think that, I would want to be yelling that from the highest building saying, no, they were modeling, and sometimes it upsets me, with Kaylee's family because it's like, defend her honor. Don't worry about this or that or, stuff that's like trivial.
Yeah,
If
don't
somebody
worry.
is out
Like,
there saying your daughter's a sugar baby or whatever, and you know that some of those pictures are from modeling, scream it from the highest mountaintop that your daughter's modeling.
right, and it's like, don't worry so much about Bryan Kohberger when you should be defending your daughter's honor. Because again, all these stuff that they've been talking about, not just her but Maddie and others within the house, they really want to keep that, not acknowledge that. They want to keep acting like that's not even being posted on social media or whatnot. I feel that it's something there, just because again it has not been acknowledged and discussed. It like they worrying more about what's happening with Kohberger than worrying about what is being out there about their own child. You know what I mean? Of the reasons, of the motive, of why. Because again, this is just my personal take. If my personal opinion, just cause, okay, just cause Kiely got the worst of all, proved by forensics. It was extra duty on her. And due to the Goncalves family is the head honcho of the conversation and pushing narratives and whatnot, this is why when everybody said that, oh, I believe that Maddie is the target, I'm like, well, you could have that opinion and I respect that. But then you also need to hear my opinion due to my analysis that it seems very obvious that the target was here Kiely, and not just the target, but also this family is also protecting not just the reason why she got killed, but also who killed her. And this is why they are like on the lead of persuading the opinion of people to keep the people away from finding out what's really going on. A lot of people said like, oh, Kiely was on her room and whatnot. Okay, why is she gonna be on her room when she don't have nothing on her room? Nothing. She wasn't even supposed to be there. She got lured by Dylan, and Dylan didn't even hang out with her. This is how crazy this is. That she get lured to go there as a plus one to whatnot, and she didn't hang out with Dylan the whole day.
Right.
It was all Maddie and her and whatnot. So it's like at a certain point, my analysis of this case when I brought it to Moscow PD, I believe that I hit a nerve when I brought it all, like the timeline, everything, motive, like the names. Believe me, when I everything was fine until I mentioned Jack DeCore's name. As soon as I mentioned Jack DeCore's name, they switched the attitude. When they switched the attitude, then I'm like, got him. And I also, before I hang up, I was like, well, hopefully my information is good enough for you to go investigate. Because I'm giving you my first, last, and everything, and timeline, and all. Suspect, outer suspect, I'm giving you material for you to go and fetch. I also told him before I hang up that the University of Idaho don't want no blood on their hand. And this is why everyone, I mean, suspects or whatnot, everyone got clear in a week and a half without no type of investigation whatsoever. This is literally what I told Moscow PD. I hung up right after that. Have a good day. And I hung up after that. I thought they wouldn't answer my phone calls ever again after that. But then I appreciate they have answered my phone calls twice, and I have talked to high ranks and within their ranks, and I've been having little chit chats with them and whatnot. But for me to tell them exactly that the people that they clear is the same people that did this, they would have looked super bad if they would have to go back. Because right after I talked to them, not even a few days later, now Dylan Mortensen changed her alibi from being on the first floor with Dylan to be on the second floor. And then the white Helantra pop up and eyebrows pop up. That was like few days after I talked to them. That I literally on record while it's being recorded, I'm telling them, yo, you know you fucked up, right?
Were they not paying attention?
Oh, listen. Everything that I told them, I bet you that every time this case goes to hearings and stuff like that, I bet you that soon as Bill Thompson said, it's for a fact that Bryan Kohberger was not harassing these victims. I was just thinking about whatever they were telling me, that they do believe that this person, this is Moscow PD telling me before the gag order, that they do believe that this person will stalking the victims. And soon as Bill Thompson said that, I was dying here in my house because I was like, checkmate. Because you wanted to push, you as a Moscow PD want to push a narrative that is far-fetched. It's far, you're literally pushing this case away from the real killers. That's when it comes the other two DNAs. And it's like, yeah, the other two DNAs. So if you have other two DNAs, let's say three DNAs, one outside the house, two inside the home. They don't want to say where the other two DNA were, but a little birdie told me that the other two DNAs were on the third floor where the victims was. So if you found a night shift, with whatever you said you found, the DNA, whatever you found in the night shift, okay, cool. I give you that. But then if you found the other two DNAs around the victims, the surrounding of the victims of the third floor, that could tell me easily that DNA could be saliva, that DNA could be tears, that DNA could be blood. All those three elements are recognizable as a DNA. And why the tears? Because if it was the people that we believe that did it, while they doing it, they crying out of hate, out of joy, out of all this craziness that they could think at that moment, for them to have the strength to do that. Because I want people to know, for someone to do what they did to these young adults, it is someone attached emotionally to these victims. People say, oh, Santa was the target, Ethan was the target, cause the fight. All right, I'll give you that. It's a chance that two groups decided to kill the four young adults the same day for different motives. That could happen. Oh, you say you're gonna you gonna go and kill Kiely? Oh shit. So I'm going with you and we're gonna kill Ethan and Santa. That could have happened. People don't know. I don't know. But it's just topics that people should talk about. Cause all that Bryan Kohberger shit, that's been long gone. Like people don't understand that all these talking about Bryan Kohberger is a waste of time. Because meanwhile, they want to play with Bryan Kohberger in court. How about us see here that actually know that they know that this is nothing what they talking about? Because if it was what they talking about, they would have proof already. That's the problem. You can see here and watch the state attorney botch this case, the same tactic that they were supposed to use in court on trial, that he was that he was harassing and stalking the victims. It was the only thing they have against this man brought by Moscow PD, and the DA threw it in the trash can. Is nothing else is gonna stick to Bryan Kohberger, because that was all they have. Not just in the public opinion, but actually the circumstantial evidence was attached to that he was harassing the victims. Soon as the Bill Thompson said that, he knew that case was over. It's done, because you only have circumstantial evidence. If you have anything in concrete, then you don't even need a connection, because you have these men in that house killing these people, either in camera, even a witness, or even something legitimate that will tell us that, yeah, Bryan Kohberger was inside of that house. But we don't have nothing at this day today. So I stop right there to make sure that we shout out everyone watching. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure that y'all click like, subscribe. We have warning label Nena today with us on the panel. She's literally letting us know what's her notes and her investigation within this case. She has some very good things that she's gonna give us right now, far as the Goncalves family, their connections to fraternities and sororities, and we're just gonna let her bring her expose. Enough about Jrod.
Okay, I guess my biggest question is if Steve Jr.'s fraternity brother is connected to King Road and his fraternity brother is also Jake S's best friend, and when
Is
he
his
moved,
fraternity? Is his fraternity the same one of Jack Decor?
no, I think him and Jake S are just friends. His fraternity brother is Steve Jr. But
And
when he moved from King Road, he moved to Boise, and that's where Jake S lived.
okay,
And
Alpha Row. Tell it to Ellie. Said that little Steve is an Alpha Row.
and so you've got Lake Campbell and Aiden Barnhart is a stepsister. Emma Bailey is the best friend. So you're going to tell me that Steve Jr. never ran up on Emma Bailey as close as Emma
Right.
Bailey, Lake Campbell, and Aiden Barnhart? Look, they are so close that I have pictures of Emma Bailey at Christmas and Thanksgiving with this family.
Okay, let me hit you with this one, because I have made it very clear, at least on my notes, that I do not believe that Emma Bailey had nothing to do with the
I do not believe she has
crime,
anything to do with
perhaps,
it.
but we could believe that she has some kind of important knowledge about it. I believe that, due to the connections that she have with not just the family, but with the university. What you think?
Well, I've talked to her.
Oh, you have? Okay, go
Yeah.
ahead.
And I mean, she swears that the only thing she knew of the roommates was her and Aiden, visiting with Lake Campbell and stuff like that, and only knowing them like in the peripheral, in the background.
Right, right,
And
right.
I mean, that's the thing about it is, the one video where everybody is like, that's Emma coming out of the house. That's Emma coming out of the house.
Is Demetrius in the mix?
No, Demetrius ain't got sense enough to do it.
Because no, Forrest asked, because you remember that they were talking about the Demetrius and Emma Bailey got because this is I don't want to say the content creator, because I want to leave the I want to make sure this live stream is all about the topic. Um, but he was a content creator talking about the Emma Bailey and Demetrius and Kara and
No,
Santa's
no.
stepmom. They're all snitching, and this is why this big case they just pop up in Idaho. I was about to make a video soon as that press conference came out. I was about to make a video that this is what this one content creator was about to say, just because that drug bust. But I was
Right.
like, you know what? I'm gonna leave it alone, because I already said on that one other live stream that I'm not gonna really promote this guy because it's a waste of time. So I said that, right, and I left it alone. And guess what he did? He made a
Well, the thing
video and
about
put
it,
together this one drug bust connected. Somehow he's blaming Emma Bailey and Demetrius and Kara and Santa's stepmom. Um, that this is how they got to Bryan Kohberger. And again, I don't want to mention the content creator, but go ahead. You was telling me that
if you throw 15 spaghetti noodles at the wall, 10 of them are probably going to stick.
especially to people that don't know what they're talking about.
And
Um,
I have been, I mean, I went on a panel, and I'm gonna tell you, I did math every day for 16 years. I've lived the life.
so can we get out the way the Demetrius Robinson narrative that some content
That's
creator
just a thug.
can we squash that now? Like, please, Warning Label, and the floor is yours.
I mean, I've done so much research on Demetrius. Demetrius is your common thug that wants to be, the famous rapper, the manager of models. He wants to be the G man. You know, and stuff like that. And you know, he got with Emma. Golly, I think the one of the first pictures I've got of him and Emma together. I mean, she may be either not graduated high school or right out of high school, you know. And it's really sad because Emma Bailey is absolutely gorgeous. And I'm going to tell you, the brains of that little thing is not Demetrius. The brains is going to be Emma for the street smarts. And it's really sad because the way that he has her groomed and pretty much, see, to me, she's a victim because, he's what, 38 now? I mean, you know, no, he groomed her from early.
He's preying on the young. He probably want
Yes,
to be a model manager and whatnot and
right.
stuff like
And
that.
he's going to use Emma Bailey to make his money.
Right. And it's a lot of guys that they call themselves being in the entertainment business to actually just
Yes,
pray. I mean, we could tell right now with the P Diddy case, no Diddy, we could tell that he was just taking advantage of everyone around him. You know what I mean? So it's a lot of producers and people that has to do with the entertainment business when they come around models that they young models at that. It's a 50-50 chance that they're really not doing right by them.
right. And that's the thing about it is, you know, the Emma Bailey and Demetrius, they were just living their life. I mean, there's so many, public photos of, them at modeling shoots and stuff like that. They were traveling, they were living their best life, you know. And number one, I'm gonna tell anybody, and I would take Kara's place in prison if I was wrong about this. There is no possible way that 1122 King Road was a trap house or anything like that. I mean, enough drugs and enough money to take 4 lives. Do you think they're going to trust that to 6 sorority girls?
You see, I believe that it could be some kind of personal use, whatever would be going on in that house. But I do not. My research tells me that that house will not use as a spot to sell drugs.
And if you think about it, Jrod, you've got Maddie that was raised with Ben, and everybody knows that Ben has charges. So then you've got Xana with Kara. So you've got 2 girls in college about to graduate that has already broken that generational curse.
And
They've
they also
already
and they're also street smart. Like they broke the curves, but not just broke the curves. They know the do's and the don'ts.
right. And the thing about it is if they've come this far, they're not gonna let some kind of crap like that, stop them from what they're doing. And I will never believe it, ever, ever, ever. You'll never convince me that that place was, the trap house or where they were going. They took the baseboards up, they cut the walls out because Xana stashed stuff in the wall. You know,
Yeah, in the same way they were talking about tunnels and shit. Like,
yeah.
you know what I
I,
mean?
I, I actually made a video. It says it's hashtag clickbait, but it's Bundy was reincarnated as Kohberger, summoned by the spirit box hidden in a secret room at Christ Church in the tunnels leading to the U of I.
Oh no. Oh Lord
And
Jesus.
did you know somebody actually commented that I should be ashamed? I said, bitch, please, that was dang clickbait.
Right, right,
I mean, it says it clearly on there. This is clickbait.
right. No, we get
But
the joke though. We get the joke.
yeah, I mean, somebody took it serious though, and I was like, I'm not the problem on this, you are." But sometimes, I'll tell people if I stump my toe, it's not a big deal. But if I'm like, did I tell you what I tell you about me stumping my toe while I was beating somebody's butt? And then it's like, oh, you stumped your toe? Oh, you care now because I'm adding all kind of stuff to it, you know.
Yeah,
And it
using one thing with the other. Nah.
yeah, I mean, everybody wants to make it bigger. And,
Everybody wanna be a
just like I told
superstar.
you the other night about Jack D, and I know how you feel about Jack D, okay? But
Oh,
about not answering his
we're all free to disagree. We all here in the same
right.
boat. No worries.
But, my my way of looking at it is if I'm laying in the bed with my new girlfriend, I'm not going to answer the phone for my drunk ex-girlfriend.
Right.
You might get broke up with.
No, go ahead. Put it together. Put it together.
But and if that's the case, can you imagine the guilt he carries if he is totally opposite of what you think? You know, I mean, that he didn't answer the phone, the kind of guilt that he carries,
And you see, and that right there, where my theory, I don't know if you have heard it, but my theory on that was right. Okay, here we have Kiely trying to take his temperature. Because
right?
again, whatever was talked about at the club, whatever was shared, let's say in this case, whatever was shared with Adam or whatnot, um, I believe that it was out of love and respect for the relationship for the times when it was good. You know that sometimes you see here and it's like, well, if I'm gonna leave tomorrow to go back home and start my new journey, right? Because that was her very last. It was supposed to be her very last time around everyone at that everyone that he has to do with her actual living.
Right.
She was apparently going back home and set up herself to take her new journey, right? So whoever killed her only had this one shot to do so, because it wouldn't be able to do it nowhere else, because nowhere else people wouldn't be complicit to enable at least the opportunity to kill. And then after the kill happened, then now we move on to the part that, well, it's already done, now y'all have to shut the fuck up, now y'all all
Right.
involved, because again, no one knew that that was, I believe that it was supposed to be like a last very meeting, like a last moment of settling whatever we need to talk about before we move along to with our lives. And I believe that no one thought that it could have got to the level that it got. Um, when those calls to Jack the Call, I believe that Jack the Call was not answering the phone call due to, because remember, everything was right, everything was fine. When they left the club, everything was okay. Everything was fine. You could see in the picture that the Jack the Call had nothing but smiles for Kiely. You could tell the smile on his face. I don't
Right.
I cannot recognize if that was a smile of like, well, you don't know what's about to happen to you, but it was a smile on his face. So let's give him the benefit of the doubt to believe that their status by the time they left the club, it was all good. It was after she left the club, I believe whatever he spoke with Adam that triggered the dominoes that follow. To then this one meeting, instead of being a good meeting to just quash beef and you go your way, I go to mine, then now becomes a life or death situation.
Right.
This is why we see Kiely engage on her phone since she left the club, since she left the club, even through the the grub truck situation, having the unwanted company of John Jack, because obviously that was a unwanted company. Because if that was a wanted company, they wouldn't bail on him in the way they did. So it's a certain situation with the John Jack deal that they don't fit the what he said, that he would just try to make sure that the girls get home safe. It really doesn't give me that vibe though. Um,
Right.
then when Kaylee's trying to reach out to Jack the Cole, now he don't answer the phone call. So now she used, I don't believe that Maddie was calling Jack. I believe that Kaylee used Maddie's phone
Yeah,
to
I think
call
Maddie
Jack.
passed out. I think Maddie passed out.
Yeah, like she ate good. She ate. She probably just took a snooze.
Right.
So then now we have Kaylee and Maddie's room, because then now she's not just there because in her room she really don't have nothing there, but also because now she's watching over her best friend. And this is what best friends do in the sorority house that is well known by boys having easy access to the residence. You don't know what's gonna happen to your best friend while she's sleeping. So of course it's gonna also be the very last time that she spent with Maddie. So of course they're gonna be in the same room. Of course they're gonna hang out. Of course it's gonna be a sleepover. It's their very last time that they're gonna see each other. So then now Kaylee's been trying to take Jack the course temperature all the way since she left the grub truck. Before the grub truck, since because you could tell in the way they were walking in the sidewalk while they having that quick conversation, they got taken by the camera. She's still on her phone. She didn't stop to even she said what she said, what she still was on her phone. So she either texting or whatnot, which you see me was texting. So I believe that she could be texting with one person or multiple people. And after the grub truck, I believe that it was the same demeanor, because I don't know if you remember that the Kiely's mom and even her sister said that Kiely was a power caller, that she would text you and call you and nonstop until she either see you or you reply back, which to some people that could drive them crazy, if you ask me. Then nonstop over the phone and stuff like that. It's a little bit over the top. But
Right, right.
so
Oh, yeah.
if Kiely was a power caller, now we see the transition from her calling from her phone or texting from her phone to calling and texting from Maddie's phone. So by the time that tries to get to Jack Decor stop, then no long after her phone shut off. If you ask me in my expertise and where everything takes me to, I believe that Jack Decor got to the house. It could be with Maddie's boyfriend to confront whatever is being said, or or his friends. Possibly some people they has to do also with the fight with Ethan, because then now he using one thing with the other. Like, okay, the only one they will stop me slapping her around or whatnot is Ethan, because we know he's there. I'm gonna bring my boys. They already had a fight with Ethan, because if Ethan step up or whatnot, they gonna get him. While I do what I do on the third floor. This is why it's multiple people within the killing. I don't believe that. I don't believe, if you ask me, if was the case that Jack Decor and whoever was with him on the third floor, because he didn't do this by himself. He was another person with him on the third floor. If you ask me, this is why I'm putting Maddie's boyfriend to the conversation, because he's two different DNAs in that third floor within the body localities. And I believe the Moscow PD already know that it's Jack Decor and Maddie's boyfriend. I believe that this is why these two DNAs has not brought to the attention, because it's just gonna destroy not just the university, but it's gonna destroy and gonna lock people up, especially the people that bow for these guys. Scott Green and the whole staff and everybody that has, bowed for these guys and their students. Now it's gonna show that the culture is not that what they sell to the world. No one would like to graduate from a university of known killers. This would end the University of Idaho, not because it's Jack Decor, if that was the case. Oh, let's say not because it was the students of the University of Idaho, if that was the case. But if that was the case, just because our students of the University of Idaho they committed a slaughter and then act put on cherry on top the aggravants, what it makes it worse. Now we come if that was a relationship. Now if it was an ex-boyfriend or girlfriend or whatnot. Now it comes to questioning the whole culture and the whole university and whatnot. It's not about the people involved between victims and assailants. It's all about just because it's the students of University of Idaho that became victims and are the victimizers. That's it. That's the only reason why all this stuff that is being spoken about in back channels don't come to the news station. That this is why these don't come to big YouTubers and whatnot, because they look at it like, yo, this is taboo. This is taboo, because if the authorities are not talking about this, but this one content creator, two content creators are talking about it, um, they gotta be crazy. They just bring in false narrative and whatnot, just because even though it might be a good 85% of everything on point, they don't want to talk about it, because then now they have the authorities on top of it, the people that pay them, telling them that, what are you talking about? We already give you a script. You have to say what we got to tell you. And this is why I believe that all this stuff about Jack Decor has not been put out there and has not been mentioned, because he was mentioned in the beginning, and this is why Olivia Goncalves said like, yo, stop the narrative, stop, she was like, stop gossiping about the case. Yeah, I don't know, wait for whatever is in court or whatnot. But it was because everyone was pointing at Jack the Cool, and the Goncalves family was covering for him with no investigation. The problem here is that if Jack Decor were investigated like they were supposed to, remember the only thing that they did was an interview. He gave him a alibi. Hey, I was sleeping, and here's my boy from my fraternity that he know that I was sleeping. That's it. But they did not put warrant on his phone data. They did not investigate nothing. They really didn't do no work on Jack the Cool, my number
Now,
one
see,
suspect.
from what I understood, he took a lie detector's test and everything.
The same thing they say about Jagger from the Kiely Rodni case. They said that he took a lie detector test and shit. That shit never came out.
That was before my time.
No, and no, again, none of that stuff about Jack the Court taking the detector test or nothing. None of that shit came out. Not even the Goncalves mentioned it. You know what I'm saying? So for the
Right,
Goncalves to not mention that on any interview, I cannot take whoever said that. I cannot take it like, oh well, I believe that they would have used that on Jack Decor's favor. You know what I mean? But again, enough talking about Jack Decor. I want to hear about your notes. I want to hear about your input, because you see, if your homework, you see, because I have not seen or hear your homework. This is why it's a pleasure for me to have you here with us, so like that you take us through your journey in this case. So because we don't know if going through a whole different theory, we don't know if we might hit gold, you feel me, or through that other theory we connect our theory and make it stronger or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? So again,
right.
for me, Nena, I want you to know it's a pleasure for me to have these conversations with you, because I really take to heart all the content creators coming and having conversations with me, and that for me is an honor. It's a pleasure. So I want you to feel like you are home, and please, enough about me. Let's go with your homework though.
Oh my God, my homework. Where do you want to start? Let's see.
Oh no, I'm sorry. We was right at you was connecting Junior with the university, and I think something about Olivia Wana. You was making the links towards not just the university but also to 112 Queens Road. Actually, everybody call it Kings Road, but
Right.
I know. I just keep mentioning, just it hit an empty wall. But go ahead though. You was linking the Goncalves to not just the university but to that home, and you also make clear that, and also I co-sign that take about we do not believe that these residents was using any type of drug dealing or any type of strict activity at that level.
Right. Right. No, I do not believe that at all.
I agree.
So let's see. I'm gonna drop something in the chat that it's something you can show. It's not anything bad.
No, go ahead though. You good. This is your
It's
show
on.
today.
It's only 2 minutes. So
Hopefully, everyone is enjoying the show. This is an amazing opportunity we have here, having a conversation with Warning Label. And I very appreciate it.
all right.
You said
This
you
is
want to share.
this
You
is
want to share. You want to share. Okay, a link. Got you. I see it.
that's my little 17-year-old. He's in the bedroom by himself.
Tell him that I speak cat. I speak cat. I know exactly what he's saying.
Oh, that's a dog.
So a dog acting like a cat. Now you got me on
No,
that one.
he's screaming like a banshee.
Cause he sounded like a Kiki cat.
Yeah, he is like literally screaming. You
So you
would
see,
think I was in there beating him.
you got me on that one. Cause I swear I thought it was a cat, and I knew exactly what he was saying. You seen
Oh,
Garfield?
there was a comment because I know you got to do some stuff about that video, But there was a comment about the private driver because, and I know what they're talking about when Steve and them did the interview, and they were talking about the private driver. They were talking. They made it sound like they knew him like on a personal level, like a friend or something like that, you know. And what it is Eric Grower. He is paid to be a private driver through what's called sober sisters. And what it is the sororities have private drivers that pick their girls up if they're drunk or need a ride to keep them safe. And you got to consider that he's been private driving them for what, at least 3 years if they're seniors, you know. And so I don't think that they knew him like on a personal level, but they knew that he was with Sober Sisters.
Okay. So he passed the test. Is that was confirmed? The guy that picked him up at the grub truck.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And
Cool.
he was employed through the sororities.
Okay.
Okay. This video is some of my homework about Lake Campbell and Steve Jr.
Okay. Nothing. Everything PG-13.
Everything
Peachy.
PG-13.
Everything peachy.
Yeah. No snuff films. No nothing like that.
All right. Cool. All right. Let's see what we got. You want me to just let it roll?
Yeah. Well, can you? I don't know.
Let
Can
me
you
know.
read that?
Let me know whenever you want me to stop it, though.
Okay, this one
Hold
right
on.
here is Aiden Barnhart's mother, and she works for the university. And if you will read that, well, I'll let you read it because I think you'll enjoy reading that right there.
Go ahead. You want to read it? You want to read? I don't think I could see it. Can you
Oh,
see
okay.
it? Go ahead. You
I'm
could read it
trying.
though if you want to. Yeah.
The exact rental house is where my stepson lived. He moved out not even 5 months. Something blah blah blah. I
Let me
can't see
see.
it.
That exact rental house is where my stepson lived. He moved out not because you see, with some people saying that the house was a fraternity house before it was a sorority
Right.
house, but I have people saying that that's not correct.
Yes, because they've already. But see, how can people say that that's not correct when there's already been one guy that was on the news talking about that he lived there, talking about how you could hear everything and everything. And what it was during the time of transitioning from guys to girls, stuff like that.
When was that
Now,
though? How long was that? Like when this transition happened, that you know.
like the year before, I think this guy was the last one.
So is it a possibility that those guys that used to hang out at the house used to live there
Yes.
before?
They were there because of Lake Campbell. And you're going to see it in these pictures. So it says the exact rental house is where my stepson lived. He moved out not even 5 months ago to move to Boise. He knows all the girls pretty well, especially the two Pi-Fis. His buddy Jake was dating Maddie. His AKL bro Steve is Kaylee's brother. Bam. I mean,
Boom.
and nobody has ever cared to mention that.
It's Kaylee's brother. Both girls work at the Mad Creek. It's Kaylee's brother. Okay. Which is a popular restaurant
Right.
here in my daughter's worked there a couple of years ago, and finally that house is no more than 3 minutes walking distance from my office on the campus. I mention all of this just to reiterate how closely everyone is really connected. This violence has to stop. You see, when she said that this violence has to stop, that means that she's fully aware of what the students are doing in the college. Because why, if it was no previous incidents, why she gonna make that last statement that this violence has to stop? That means, in my opinion, there is stuff that is been happening way before this. But yes, they are very well connected between all.
Okay, so I guess we
Okay,
must
go
play.
ahead. Go ahead. You
No,
good?
yeah, we can go to the next one.
Okay, I'm gonna play it.
Okay. Oh, and any music that's on there is not copyrighted.
Okay.
Um, I'm totally confused. On the first part of this, you can read where Miss Barnhart is talking about her stepson moved out of 1122 5 months prior to the travesty happening, and that Steve Jr. is his fraternity brother. So, has anybody ever heard that Steve Jr. had any kind of ties to 1122 King Road? Because I've never heard that. But I know Aiden is his stepsister, and Emma is Aiden's best friend. It's just really convoluted. I'm in a rabbit hole. If anybody's got information, please let me know,
I mean, look
because
how
I
young
know
they are.
nothing about Lake
Yeah, they're
Campbell
young though.
living
They're
at
young.
1122 King Road and him being Steve G. Jr.'s fraternity brother. It's Nena Kelly with any kind of. I mean, I'm just totally lost on this, y'all. I mean, you've got Lake Campbell. Aiden is a stepsister. Aiden's best friend is Emma Bailey. Lake's friend in Boise is Jake S. And then his fraternity brother is Steve Jr. And he moved out of 1122 King Road 5 months before the murders. I'm totally confused, totally lost. Um, I, I mean, I know that a lot of things have been debunked and
Okay,
stuff
that
because I
picture
didn't
right
start this
there,
until January.
Which one? This one right here?
the one with Demetrius. Yeah, Demetria. Emma's on the left and Aiden's on the right. I mean, that's years ago.
So okay, so you told me that you spoke with Emma, right?
Right. And that's the first time
Can
I've ever
can
said
you
that publicly. I have
can you
never said that publicly.
is it, oh, this is an exclusive here, just here in Jrod Point. Very appreciated. We have an exclusive. Thank you
Oh,
so much. Big shout out to Cindy Abbott. Thank you for coming. Very appreciated. My love and support. Thank you for being here. So we have an exclusive. If we could explore a little bit of that conversation. I don't want you to say nothing that you feel that you cannot share, but would you put in your own words, not just how this conversation came all about, how the opportunity presented, but also if it's anything that you could share with us as far as the conversation, how it started, where it went.
well, I mean, how I contacted her was, just staying at it and everything like that. And she finally, because I didn't know she could talk because of the gag order. And I mean, they're not under the gag order because they have nothing to do with it, you know? And so, I mean, they're not being called as witnesses or anything because they didn't witness anything. And so they're not under any kind of gag order. And all it was at the time, the panel that I was on, I was trying to get her to come on the panel. I told her, she didn't have to show her face. She needed to show her face just long enough to prove that it was her. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you
because
just want to see
I
a
don't,
face, right?
yeah, I don't believe in this whole voice changer. And, I mean, anybody
Oh,
can do that.
we know everything about that.
Yeah. I mean, if I'm going to put somebody on panel, they're going to show their face just long enough, to prove that that's who they are.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Take the quick snap, like ching.
yeah. And so, my thing was I wanted to prove. I mean, I can't prove it, but I wanted Emma's side of the story, because I really do feel like Emma it really gets the bad end of all of this. I mean, you know, she's a whole lot more. She's very, very intelligent. She's well spoken. You can tell that she came from a good family. You know what I'm saying? You know, and to be perfectly honest, I don't, I know what people say she is, but I think that she is groomed and taken care of by Demetrius. I don't think he pimps her out, you know.
It's
And
more
I mean,
like selling her future fantasy of wealth.
he's using her to get
Believe in me,
contacts.
follow me, and I'll show you where the rainbow ends or whatnot.
Right. And, here she is. She's, impressionable and whatever, and, he's this big manager or this big promoter, and stuff like that. And really, if you think
She
about
have
it,
dreams like every youngin.
he's a nothing thug, you know, and I told her that. I mean, that's the reason I come with a warning label, and so unfortunately, what happened with the panel is that panel sort of disbanded. You know the story on that. So
You know what? I don't know, but we could talk about that later on.
right. And so when it disbanded, you know, I I sort of, because I was just starting. I mean, that was the first panel I'd ever been on. I mean, and when that happened, I was like, oh my gosh, where do I go from here? I've never been live by myself. I've never done anything, and so I just sort of went back to doing research. I was like, okay, forget having my own channel,
Like getting ready for when the moment is right.
right. And so now they're in Vegas and everything. And I mean, was I supposed to say that?
Oh yeah, hey, listen, no,
Okay.
listen. This is your show today.
Well, yeah, they in Vegas. And that's another thing. If they're as involved in everything that everybody wants to put on them, do you think they would be able to move out of state and have a life?
How
I
she
mean,
felt when how she felt when her name came to the case.
oh well,
Did
see,
you
that's
talk?
the thing about it is she wants to tell. And now her and Demetrius, they talked to Lana.
Oh,
And,
they did. They did. Big shout out to Lana Oriani.
right. And so, I mean, that's the thing about it is, it's already been proven that Emma will talk. Now, the thing about Emma is you really have to convince her that it's not for clickbait. You're not going to use her for, just to get clicks and views, you know.
Right. Right.
And that's the thing about it is she's been used so much during all this, for videos or just, get this out there or get that out there. And so she's very, I don't
Did
want
she
to say,
see? Did she see it as an opportunity, or she seen it as like oh my
no,
god, like why my name is in this tragedy?
no, it's invasive to her.
Right. Right.
I mean, it's like she said, if she gets out there and does whatever, with her body or taking these pictures or taking that picture, that's something that she agrees upon.
Right.
And she feels violated. And I know that when you talk about Emma Bailey, everybody's like, Emma Bailey, violated. You can't, yes, you can. She's still a young, she's what, 22, 23. She's a kid to
Yeah,
me.
she's young. She's young. She's still testing the waters.
Yeah, she's still impressionable. She's still trying to get her footing in life, And the thing about it is, everybody just wants to take from her and take from her so they can get 1,000 people in their lives or something like that.
Love
And
you
that's
too,
what I
Cindy.
told her.
Go,
I
go
said,
ahead. I'm
look, I've
sorry.
got 34 subscribers. I can promise you that you're not going to be overtaken.
No, hopefully, we could have you with more subscribers soon. That'll be great. That's why I want everyone to please make sure to go and subscribe to Warning Label Nana. That'll be great. Very appreciated. Actually, if you don't mind me, I'm gonna share. I'm gonna share the
Now,
link
that
to the
picture right
channel.
there, that is Aiden Barnhart's family, and all the way to the end, there's Emma.
Okay. Yeah, that's why I'm going through the pictures like that. You could, if you could give me your insight.
And see, have we got to the end of it where it shows the pictures of Steve Jr. and Blake?
No, I don't think so. I'm gonna get
Okay,
to that right
okay.
now. Let me just write this down real quick. Big shout out to everyone here. Big shout out to Cindy Abbott. Thank you for being here. We love you too. If you have any questions for me or Warning Label Nana, please make sure you put them in the chat. Due to that we have a high number of viewership today, I'm gonna open the chat up. For people that been watching that has subscribed. For the new one that has subscribed, if you've been subscribed for 5 minutes, you're welcome in. I just changed the chat for all those new subscribers that are here today. So y'all could come to the chat and have conversations with us. Make sure that if you have a question for me or Warning Label Nana, make sure you put it in the chat. Be nice. Don't get blocked, please. Yeah, they know me though. They know me. I love them, but I don't. You know what I'm
And
saying?
I do come with a warning label, so anything you ask me is going to be answered. So,
Right. Don't be right after the answer. Don't be shy. Hold on. Let me do something here real quick. Let me make sure we couple static. I want to make sure we couple static. Oh, guys, if the commercials drive you crazy, let me know so I could switch the setups. If it's too many commercials, let me know so I could change the setup. All right, guys, I'm gonna share Warning Label Nana link. Make sure y'all go and subscribe to her, please. All right, make sure that y'all go and subscribe. That'll be great, so we could have a little higher audience, so people enjoy her information and her takes on the Idaho 4 and many other cases. So go ahead. You want me to look through these pictures right here real quick?
yeah, I'm putting something together to send you because this is just about Emma and them. I think I took down the Lake Campbell because it
Yeah,
was
there's
a
no other
subject.
picture there.
It was a subject that somebody didn't want to discuss, and out of respect for them, I took it down. So I am going to find it and send it to you.
Right.
And it's
All
the
good.
pictures. It's the pictures of Steve G and all them together. And I can't stand dead air, so I do apologize.
Oh no, you're good. You're good. Big shout out to
But
everyone watching.
I think I've got like 2,000 pictures of Idaho 4. So I mean, my pictures now, it's not my grandkids, it's Idaho 4. That's so sad.
Let me see if I could get the I'm trying to. All right, boom, here we go. All right, yeah, let me know. You send me. We showcase. I have a little expose here. Big shout out to everyone watching. Thank you for being here. Very so much appreciated. Today we're talking about the Idaho 4 Bryan Kohberger case, the Goncalves secret connections to the 112 Queens Road residence. We having today the honor of having here Rodni label Nena. We're having a great conversation about those connections, and hopefully y'all could enjoy the topic and enter the conversation. Make sure y'all hit like, subscribe, and share the content.
And make sure you're paying attention.
Yes, 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 definitely. Let me see what we got here today. Let me, cause you know me, I'm very nosy. I'm nosy. While you do what you do, let me take a look at what we got going on here today. Let me see. Let me refresh it. You know me, I'm nosy. I'm nosy. So let me see who's talking about the Idaho 4 Bryan Kohberger case. Where we get some information here put together. See if we have any shout outs here to send. Hey, big shout out to Thou Shot Not Kill. Big shout out to him. Big shout out. Big shout out. Big shout out. Big shout out. Let's see. I don't know. This is new people right here because I have never seen this channel before. Never seen this channel before, and I have not like never seen nothing or hear nothing. So big shout out. Big shout out.
All right, it's in your
Yeah.
email.
Give me that bio. These people.
Hey, you got a shout out. I saw that.
Huh?
You got a shout out by one of your favorite people.
Who?
Spaghetti thrower.
Get out of here. He did?
Yeah.
When? I haven't even looked at his shit though.
Yeah. Yeah, he did. He
Uh,
did. He did a shout out to you.
okay, I got to take a look at that though. Let me see. Oh, big shout out to AR Hayes. Big shout out to my boy. Big shout out. Hey, Lucky. You got the link of the video?
Oh no, I sent you
No,
some.
I'm saying like the link of that video because then I'm gonna have to fetch it. Big shout out to Miss Holly Martin. Big shout out. Big shout out. Big shout out. Big shout out to Miss Holly Martin. She's gonna have a live stream October 13th. There's a lot of new things coming. Great conversations. We love and appreciate Miss Holly Martin very so much. She's actually one of the biggest assets of the true crime community. Big shout outs to her. So
So
my good bias and final thoughts. A lot of people had a lot of people has commented about what's going on. I gotta tell you, I know and I don't know nothing at the same time. So I rather to have um our sister and partner Holly Martin to tell ya in depth um what's the plans for the future and what was her take on the Idaho 4. I rather her to be the one to share that with ya, and then after um we hear her take and what she got to say and what's the plans for the future, then um we're gonna have our take about that. And much love and respect to Miss Holly Martin. She's amazing. Like I have really no words. she's great. Her daughter, her family. Um, I knew they were going through a little tough time, with some family members that it was health wise not doing well, and it was a transition. But again, I really know much. I really don't know much, but I can't wait to listen to Miss Holly Martin conversation and what she got to say. On October 13th, I want to make sure that everyone go and show love and support to her. I'll be on the chat, and if she opens the panel, I will go up to the panel. Big shout out to Heather Fitzgerald. Thank you for coming very so much. Appreciate it. We see you. We see you. We shout out to Heather. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Big shout out to Miss Holly Martin. Mad love and support. Look at what we got here. Miss Nancy Grace, the one and only, the numero uno. Oh my God. What she say here? Bryan Kohberger in isolation. New look for trial. Like, why this gonna be even a, why is gonna be even a topic or a title, him being in isolation. He been in isolation since he got locked up. He cannot be on regular. He cannot be in the public, like in the. He cannot be out there with the regular population. He cannot. He's common sense. His family members from these victims that are in there and shit like that. Like the state is not gonna take the chance of somebody doing the good old boy in jail. So why is even on her title like, oh, Bryan Kohberger in isolation, like he wasn't in isolation already? What? Oh my God. And then you look for the trial. Like, who cares? Like, who really cares about how Bryan Kohberger is gonna go to court? Far as I care, he could go with a white beat and some shorts and flip flops. Like, I don't care. It's not gonna. It shouldn't change the outcome of the trial, because the truth and transparency is what we're looking for in court. Big shout out to Lana. I do my own plugs like that. I'm like that. I appreciate Lana like that. She know.
She's a hard worker.
Yeah, she is though. So I still don't get, like, again, big shout out, big shout out, big shout out, big shout out to Nancy Grace. But why you do this to yourself? I mean, she could. If you ask me, you see, like Nancy Grace, after you get to a certain level of famous, and a certain level, like when you pass like a certain milestone within the true crime community, you could fart while you're live and no one cares. You could just lie to the people, no one cares. You could literally play your own script and say whatever you want, even though if it's not true, no one cares. They will still watch Nancy Grace. So again, big shout out, big shout out. Big shout out, big shout out. If you can fight him, join them. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. That'll never happen. I could hear already Nancy Grace like, oh, I'm your father. And I'm like, ah! But big shout out, big shout out. Let me stop. I'm not trying to get into the fuckery tonight. Go ahead. Warning label Nena. Whenever you're ready, I'm ready. Just over here, just killing time while you putting your
Oh,
expose
I sent
together,
everything to your
girl.
email.
Oh, the email. Boom, got it. Be sleeping over here. Oh, yeah, the hurricane and everything. You know
Are
what I'm
you
saying?
not paying attention?
Who are you talking to?
You.
So rude. All right, let
So
me see.
rude.
Hold on. Where he sent me the shout out
It's called, the video today. Today's
today?
video.
Why 11 hours ago?
What's the name of it?
I don't know. Part 3 of how they got to Bryan
Yes, that's it.
Kohberger.
Yes.
Let me see.
Yep.
Hold on.
And it's at the very beginning.
Let me
Uh
see. Hold
huh.
on. I don't want to get copyright strike. Hold on. You know, the guy just don't like me. It's okay. I don't like him neither. You feel me? It's certain things about a person, you know, no homo, that when certain people cross, like, you see, when you could build a network and you could build, um, you see, collaborations and stuff like that, but then not, okay, I give you my positive criticism. Your shit is garbage. That's as positive that I could get. Your shit is garbage. Your information, your everything that you talk about make no sense. It's garbage. So if I'm giving you that positive criticism and you don't know how to eat that shit and become better and find out and actually pay attention to what I'm telling you and be like, he actually making sense. If you can get to that point and you want to get stuck on stupid, that's up to you, kiddo. That's up to you. I just can't do shit for him. Guilty. Guilty as charged. Hold on, let me see what we got here. Hold on, I don't want to get hit with a strike. Hold on, let me see. Let me hold on. Let me do this right here. Boom. Excuse my back. Excuse my back. Excuse my back. Big shout out to Heather. Let's see. And this is the one.
There should be two little short videos and then some pictures.
Two different men drive up in a similar. Don't shake your head. I'm not done yet. Wait
I
till
don't
you
know
hear the whole
about
thing
that
so you
one.
can understand this now. Two different men drive up in a similar looking
Oh,
car.
you're watching Pavarotti.
Is it who you talking about?
Yeah, sorry. I was like, I didn't send that.
Hello.
No, but I'm saying, but he said you said he sent me a shout out.
I'm your host,
Yeah.
Rodni, and I'm here to discuss the
And this
Idaho
one?
4 case. As a disclaimer, this channel is for entertainment purposes. These are my opinions. I'm not here to slander anyone.
I mean, in this one
Let's get started.
where
This
is
part
it?
3 of 5.
You got to
This
go
is
through
the
all
episode
that,
that I have
Oh hell
and
no.
worked really
it's
hard
about
to be as
Hold on.
3
careful
minutes,
as
probably
I
about 3
possibly can
minutes.
with.
Nah, I ain't doing all that. You know
Okay, I'll
what
go
though?
on my.
Now that you said that, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna look for it, right?
Well,
I'm gonna look for
what
it
I'll
and I'm
do
gonna
is
make a video. I'm gonna make a video about it and I just send it. I'm gonna make a video. If it's true, they like, I mean, I'm not doubting you, but if you really send me a shout out, whatnot, I'm gonna make a video and see how that goes. But then that'll be great though if he did though. Is it that's why I have so many people watching today? Yo, big shout out to you, Pavo. Big shout out to you, buddy. Just stop being racist, bro. That's all you need to do. You need to stop being racist and shit. That's all you need to do.
Look,
See?
when he blocked me, I do have to say that he respectfully blocked me. I mean, he did a video. I mean, his next video was coming out, and at the beginning of his video, he was like, "Yeah, and I looked down in the comments, and this lady, blah blah blah, and so I just had to block you, Nina. I just had to block you." I mean, he didn't. It wasn't, he wasn't mean about it or anything like that, But boy, I was all up in his comments, just all the time saying, no, that's not true. No, that's not true.
I don't even comment on his shit. I really I had never I think if I did ever, probably once, but it was a positive comment, I think. I don't know. I could be wrong. But yeah, I most likely had to be a positive comment because I never leave shit like that. No one. Um, but yeah, he he was all mad and shit. Can't do it. It's over. He
I
was
mean,
so mad. He would listen, man. I had never seen another man mad at another man at the level that he was, to the point that became a little racial and shit. I was like, whoa. I didn't expect that one. I was like, whoa, hold on. Oh shit, this shit personal?
Well, my thing is if you want to do tunnels, we'll do tunnels, as long as you don't put anybody in harm's way, first of all, do no harm.
You want tunnels on the 1122 Queens? Yeah, it's tunnels down there. Just don't harm no one. I was so happy when it was debunked about the tunnels and shit. Like I was like, you see, I was actually kind of like putting what his name shit. Big shout out to what his name um I guess he's not that important. Fucking Crime Circus. Yeah, Crime Circus. Yeah. I was like, yo, after he made all those videos, all those views, it's like, bro, can you make that video? You admitted that you fucked up. Like, can you make that video? You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, if I tell you something that it comes debunk and it's like, well, what you were saying, it was not there. Obviously, man, if I want to be part of the true crime community, I have to acknowledge the bad information if I ever have give out there. And I have to make it right. Because again, um, if you're looking for the true crime community support, big shout out to the 1700 subscribers. Big shout out, big shout out, big shout out, big shout out, big shout out to the 1700. It's like if you're looking for the true crime community support and you give the true crime community some bad information, bro, just make it right. Just show that you care about the same community, that you care when you want donations, when you want them to watch your videos so you get paid by YouTube. In the same way, you lure them to be with you. Why won't you? If you give some bad information, you wouldn't like come forward and be like, damn, like, I had some bad information there. That shows that you care for the same people that you say that you care. That's all what it is. It's all about showing that you care for the true crime community. Because at the end of the day, if you want to stay in the true crime community and be a true crime content creator, if you ever give some bad information or whatnot, it's nothing but fair to come and make it right with the community so that we understand that we in the same page. That's all what it's all about, though. It's not mandatory, but at the same time, it should be best
Hey,
behavior.
Rod, how do you lose a subscriber? Right there on screen.
I don't know, but it's a reason why I have them up there, so like that y'all can see when it goes up, when it goes down. That was probably a Crime Circus fan. That was probably what it was though. But big shout outs to y'all, everybody that is subscribed. Thank you so much, very so much. Appreciate it. We are very, very honored and humble of having here with us. It's a pleasure. Thank you so much. Big shout out to everyone watching. It's Jrod on point we warning late with Nena. We about to go through some emails here real quick. Boom, boom. Let's put the work. Let's fix this appearance real quick. Bam, bam. Let's get back to my fish tank. I don't know. I love fish tanks. It's very so relaxing and soothing for me. All right, cool. We're here. Big shout out to everyone watching. Thank you so much. The tunnels are innocent. Right. Let me see what we got here. Boom, 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 boom. 1 second,
Oh, and
guys.
all this is PG too. You
You're
know,
good. You're
you
good.
don't have to be afraid of what's on them.
Nah, you're good though. You're good.
I think that video the other night put you in shock.
No, and you know what? That video that we published the other days, it was really nothing though. I got the green dollar sign. It's all good. Okay, so I had 4 emails. Boom, boom, boom. So which one you want me to pull up first?
Whatever you want, this your show.
Okay. She sent me the video of paparazzi. All right. So let's see. Oh, you had 2 small videos.
Yeah, I have to. What I do before I do a video is I always put out a short with all my receipts and stuff.
Yeah.
Because if I say it, you can guarantee I have receipts.
I'm downloading them real quick though, so we could see them real quick. Big shout out to everyone watching. Very appreciate it. Thank you for being here.
Okay, so I was going through my notes the other day and I come across a name. And the last name is Farley. Okay.
I'm listening. I'm all ears.
But I mean, I have no idea, but the name is Freddie Farley. And I have it written down and I don't know why. Have you ever heard that name?
Nah, never come to my attention.
Okay.
All right, so now I'm supposed to, if I go here, I'm supposed to be able to see them. Go to downloads. Okay, I think I got them. I think I got them.
Now, one of the videos that I sent you is exactly to the day, a year before the date is 11/13/21. And they're having a party at King Road, and Lake Campbell is coming in the back slider. And I sit there, and that was so profound to me because it was exactly 1 year, and they had, they had no clue. I mean,
Okay, I think I could without giving nothing. Cause yeah, I don't wanna show your name.
oh, I don't care. It's Kelly Stanfield. It's Stanfield Kelly 6.
Okay, cool. So if that's not an issue, let's do real quick.
Yeah, I'm
The
totally transparent.
like, let me see. This right here. Well, what we looking at here?
Okay, that is a Thanksgiving dinner, and there on the right, yeah, on the right is Emma and Lake Campbell, and then on the left is Aiden and her boyfriend, and then of course at the end is Lake Campbell's father, and I guess stepmom is getting the turkey. But that's how close Emma was to this family. Is she's eating turkey with them.
Right.
You don't break turkey with just anybody.
No, yeah, you're not gonna bring like just anyone to your house. You know.
Right.
Let me see what else we got here. to Lake Campbell.
Okay, that's him coming in the back door. I mean, the backslider.
So that's confirmation about the guy Lake Campbell be
Yep.
a in attendance. Big shout out to Joanne. So that's, and you see this does not look to me Photoshop.
Oh no! As a matter of fact, that's the reason that I sent you the video.
You
Is
know
you
why?
can? I
Because you
mean,
could see the reflection. You could tell the reflection makes it legit. Because
yeah, I sent you the.
you cannot replicate that. It's
I
very
sent you the video that this screenshot comes out of.
okay. Cool. So he was in big shout out to Joanne. Thank you for coming. So yeah, so he was a participant of the festivities of that residence.
Yes.
Okay. Cool. Big shout out to Joanne. Let me see what else we got here. Want to make sure that I don't share nothing that I don't supposed to. And okay, let me see this one here.
No, I would never.
Okay,
I would
I
never
like
send you.
this one. I like this one though. I think people could appreciate.
There you
Oh,
go.
let me get us off the picture. Bam, bam. This is what Joanne could say. Boom, boom,
And
bam.
that's December 2019. And there, what that picture is they have it's something for the fraternity. I think it's like setting up so people can get information on the fraternity and stuff like that. I've got another picture that shows the tent and everything that has the fraternity's AKA on there and stuff.
Big shout out to Joanne. Joanne in the building. I'm listening. I'm
Oh
100%
no,
listening.
that's fine.
I'm multitasking over here, try to do some production while I'm trying to run a show at the same time. You're gonna see as soon as you start going live on your channel, you'll see that it gets a little intricate, but
Shoot, I just JLR it.
you yeah, right.
I
You get to the flow of it though.
I just turned my phone around and y'all look at it like that. Yes, Heather, yes.
Connections and alpha B girlfriend. Boom. Joanne. Joanne said boom, boom, bam, baby. If this was where? Can we pinpoint?
This
Because
is
I think this was at the frat house, right?
yeah. They're set up at a tent, and I mean you can see the coffee creamer. I think I sent you a picture of the tent, and it's got all of them. There's like 5 or 6 guys, and it's got them all labeled.
All right, let me fish tank it. Let me fish tank it real quick. Boom, boom, bam. I think I'm just gonna go through these pictures real quick. And you tell me where we at and what we showing right here.
Okay, that is in front of the frat house, and it's just a picture showing that Lake Campbell. That that there he is at the frat house, part of it. You know, and what's interesting, and Heather's in the chat. What's interesting is, the fraternities and sororities, they have Instagrams, they have Facebook. I mean, there's like millions of pictures, but you look up Lake Campbell, I think I came up with like 5. And 2 of them was at 1122. It wasn't even at the frat house.
Steve Jr. is the son of Steve Goncalves Sr. Big
And I
shout out.
mean,
Go ahead.
and the only picture I can find of Steve Jr. is the one that I sent you, being in the frat.
I want to see. I'm gonna check it out real quick. Let me fish tank it real quick. Let me fish tank it. Boom, boom, boom. Let me see. And I have those videos too. I'm gonna see how can I play it. I mean, I already downloaded it.
But I mean, I don't know. I guess if I'm sitting there and I'm doing an interview or whatever, that my sister died in the house, blah blah blah. I don't know. I think at some point in 3 years, almost 3 years, the
What was
statement baby said, "Yeah, I can't believe that I used to hang out." Okay, there's Lake Campbell. Okay, you remember the day that the police are over at the guys and they're doing and supposedly he sees the JBL speaker and one goes to the front, one goes to the back, and the guy that comes around, he's lost something or something got stolen, and the police gives him his card. That's the guy. That's Lake Campbell.
no, we right now, by the way, big shout out to TB Tape. Now we're talking about Lake Campbell right now as we speak. Yeah, I know it's crazy that there's no pictures of Bryan Kohberger and activities at the WSU college. Like I have not seen no one, not even the news stations, coming out with Bryan Kohberger's pictures at WSU.
Come on, y'all. He was at the Handmaid's Tale.
But then let me show you the other one. Let me see. Let me fish tank it real quick. Okay, this one it caught my attention though. This one caught my attention here, and I'm very curious about it.
Okay, that's the tent, and that's all. You know how when you can put your little arrow on top of it, and it'll show everybody's name. And right there it says Steve.
Stephen Goncalves, yes. So he had relations with the University of Idaho. So
He was in the fraternity.
it's as you see, it's a connection not just through Kiely, but through Steve Jr. that we believe that the family will obey the will of the University of Idaho to protect the fraternities within. It's a connection of obey the because the loyalty is mandatory. It's mandatory. You either in or you out. And if you out, is some consequences that come with that. Big shout out to Yvonne. Big shout out to Yvonne. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. So this is the link of all, because this right here proof that the Goncalves family is deep in and in bed with the University of Idaho. This is why we could see that they have brought out narrative that are not accordingly to the information that has come out in court. Again, I'm not blaming the Goncalves family at all, but I do believe that due to the links and connections with the University of Idaho overall and surrounding these families, the only narrative that they will hear is the state narrative, which is mandated by the University of Idaho using the Moscow PD authority to influence the whole investigation and throw this whole case in the garbage. But then I could only believe to give the Goncalves family the benefit of the doubt 100%, right? I could only tell that the interest of the University of Idaho has influenced the information that this family gets. Again, this is to give the Goncalves family the benefit of the doubt, because we don't want to believe that this family, after they lost a daughter, gonna put themselves in a position to push false narrative purposely on any human suspected of committing this crime. We don't want to believe that we parents, we humans, we don't want to bash this family and be like, oh yeah, even though after they lose their daughter, they hit low bottom, and now they just, as long as they getting paid and it's some kind of monetary financial gain out of their daughter's death, they just gonna say and do whatever they need to say and do to get that money. We don't want to believe that. So we want to give him the benefit of the doubt and just be neutral about it. My personal opinion is different, but I'm here trying to speak overall. Because in my personal opinion, I do believe that the influence of the University of Idaho on these families purposely done to steer a false narrative. But again, the part of this family not knowing the truth is where I give him the benefit of the doubt. I want to give him the benefit of the doubt that they do not know the truth, and due to that, they saying erroneous and wrong information out there and passing a wrong tone of conversation for the alleged suspect or whatnot, the defendant in this case, Bryan Kohberger. What you think about this little take, this little hot take about the connection between Junior and the University of Idaho and the death of Kiely? In my opinion, this family is deep in the roots of the University of Idaho, and they can't really do nothing about it. What you think about that?
Well, I mean, my and I know that we're nobody. We don't deserve, we're not entitled to any information. But I would really love to know why has it never been mentioned? Why, at some point, I think I would have just said something like, I can't believe that, I used to go to that house every day, or I saw my sister there just 3 days ago, or, you know what I'm saying? I mean, that it had, think about it, it's not mentioned at all.
I mean, we heard about Olivia knowing all the girls in the house.
Right.
Like we know of Olivia having communications, like extracurricular personal communications with the girls in the house, and we're referring especially and particularly to Dylan Mortensen. It's like it's some kind of connection between Dylan Mortensen and Olivia Goncalves, for Olivia Goncalves and family not even look at Dylan Mortensen like, yo, there's something wrong here. So if in the same way the connection between Olivia Goncalves and Dylan Mortensen got public, like far as they spoke, that they communicate or whatnot, why Junior, his connections and with the fraternities of fraternity, what that not has come out?
Yeah, I mean, just in passing, not even to make a big deal of it. Like I said, I just saw Kiely 3 days ago there. I mean, it's never okay. That's the original 6. On the left is Kendra Shoemaker, whatever. And then next to her, I think is Ashlyn Couch. And then, anyway, I know them by name is Ruby Simpson, Ashlyn Couch, Haley Gabbard, Sophia White, I think is her last name. Okay, we got Ruby, Maddie, Sophia, Haley, Ashlyn, and Kendra. Yeah, that's the original 6. And Ashlyn is the number 6 roommate that moved out. That everybody's been, who's number 6? Who's the number 6? And see, what happened was, everybody is like, well, I want to see the lease. My gosh, you're not going to see a lease. It was rented out like motel rooms. I mean, like, Ruby Simpson's mama paid the rent. And every month, Maddie would Venmo Ruby Simpson's mama the rent money. But like when one moved out, I mean, the bed, the furniture, and stuff like that stayed. You rented it like a motel room. You know what I'm saying?
I'm listening.
And so they didn't go in there and redo the lease every time, because what happened was one person rented the house as just a house, and every time somebody moved out, they didn't go and redo the lease and all that. So you may have somebody on the lease that doesn't live there anymore that moved out. Kendra moved out before Ashlyn, and then of course we know why Ashlyn moved out, but as they graduate and others come in, and what people don't realize is that was a beta house. Everybody in that house was beta except Kiely. And in order for Kiely to live there, and Heather's in chat, she can tell me if I'm wrong, but if she was still in her sorority, I can't see her living in a beta house. So to me, with her living in a beta house, even though it's off campus, pretty much tells me that she had quit her sorority.
And that's who?
Kiely.
Okay, so she was not accepted on one, and then on her actual sorority.
Yeah, because I think she was Pi Phi.
Before her time of death, she was actually not affiliated to any sorority.
Right. At the time of her death, she was not in a sorority. And see, Heather and them say that Maddie quit the sorority. And I guess that's where I get confused, is because just on Friday night, they went to Betty's ball. How did they go to Betty's ball as big and little if they weren't in the sorority? I mean, that's where I get confused. Because I don't see them being allowed to go to Betty's ball if they're not in the sorority. Thank you, Heather.
Big shout out to Heather. Thank you for being here. Very appreciate it. So Steve Jr., man. He was the secret connection to all. You know what though? This right here had me in a type of state of mind that I need to actually do a little extra homework. I appreciate you for what you're bringing to the table.
Well, I appreciate that.
I have a question for you though. I have a question for you, because I'm over here trying to try to tie some loose ends. Try to utilize the opportunity that we have of having you with us today. See if we could enrich the conversation with the community about the Idaho full Bryan Kohberger case. Big shout out to everyone watching. It's very appreciated. It humbles me having all of y'all watching us today. It's very appreciated. Thank you so much. Make sure y'all click like, subscribe, and share the content. So I'm also paying attention to the chat. Y'all know me. I pay attention to the chat. Talk to me nice. I miss ya. I miss ya. I'm
Who
gonna
the
make
fuck
sure
you talking to?
we're gonna make sure that we have a little heavier schedule. We're gonna be here a little more often. I'm gonna I have actually a video rendering that from that one film. We have like 7 to 8 clips that I'm about to dump on the video section. Hopefully y'all enjoy. I'm gonna bring the conversation of what was being said out there about Kiely and Maddie extracurricular relationship besides friendship or whatnot. I'm explaining the pictures that it were posed on the web and whatnot. That it make it seem like that could be also a motive. Again, trigger warning. You know my videos are not really suited for everyone, so hopefully y'all could appreciate the content, and it's an honor for me to actually share with y'all. This is content from 2023 and year 2023. In the beginning of 2023, we was already talking about this. January 2023, we was already talking about all this stuff, and it's about to be a year later, and hopefully all our theories is being in the same way they been little by little, you know what I mean, looking better and better. All our theories been looking better and better every day. Every time he's going to hearing in court, is like, oh shit, it's about to happen. The question here is, whenever, if ever, Bryan Kohberger gets sent home, what the government is going to do. My question here is for the true crime community to share with other content creators. If ever Bryan Kohberger get just, again, we cannot say exonerated because he had to be guilty first to then get exoneration. We want to say if by any chance this case never goes to trial, let's say by any chance this case get dismissed for a lack of evidence, what the government is going to do. Are they going to allow whatever is going on behind closed curtains, everything that has been going on this long, or is the FBI is going to take over and actually put people in place? That's the question that I want the true crime community to provide to these other content creators, that it seem like they only focus on whatever is going on with Bryan Kohberger in court, when at least people like me, they know what I know. I already know it's not going nowhere with Bryan Kohberger in court. I already know this. I've been telling you everything before, way before it happened in court. I've been telling you, hey, this is about to happen. Some way, somehow, this is about to happen. I told you about Judge gone, boom. Chief Reich gone, boom. I told you, hey, listen, heads up. This was long time ago that I told you that Will Bill Thompson might be gone too. I told you that he about to retire way before this case starts. And what a coincidence that now he's gossiping out there that he might be out the case. So if little by little we've been bringing you these takes, these hot takes, and due to the information that we have, the only thing that we ask from you is just to click like and subscribe, and please share the content. That's all we ask. So going back to connections, I don't know if we finish the Emma Bailey conversation that you have with her. I think it kind of like it got suspended in the air Anything that you want to get back to that? I mean, if one question I have about the Emma Bailey conversation that you had with her, and let me tell you, I appreciate the exclusive. I do appreciate the exclusive. I appreciate the opportunity of dropping some jewels here on our channel. Um, Anything that you want to either say on behalf of Emma Bailey or whatnot, like for those that believe
I'll
that
tell.
she was like on something, some way, shape, or form involved in this case, like anything you want to say, as far as any closing about that topic.
The only thing that I will say about Emma Bailey is I am 100% Emma Bailey advocate or proponent for Emma Bailey. Um, I do not believe she was involved whatsoever. Don't think she has any knowledge of it. Don't think she had any planning in it, any kind of hand in it at all.
So in the conversation that you had with her, didn't give you no type of indication, like you didn't got starstruck, right? Did you? You didn't got
No,
starstruck, like you wasn't like, oh my god, like, oh my god, 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 right?
no, no. I don't get starstruck. I mean, I've got videos on TikTok with Ivan Moody and stuff like that. So I mean, you know,
But you know what I'm saying? Some content creators get to talk to like people close to a case and whatnot, and it's like they don't be objective. Like for example, like if this person that you talking to, if you see that some way, shape, or form, they kind of like throwing some game at you. You know what I'm saying? Like giving you the runs arounds or not giving you like consistent information that will make sense in the case. You didn't feel none of that.
no. I mean, she knows nothing. I mean everything. I mean, the thing about it is I didn't ask questions. I mean because number one, if I ask questions the wrong way, it could lead her it could lead her in a direction that I don't want her to go, or that maybe I was wanting her to go, or something like
Yeah,
that.
that you wouldn't be able to exchange
Right.
communication no longer, right? I get you.
And I mean, like I said, very intelligent, very well spoken. Um, she's not a strict, she's not just dregs of society. I mean, like people want to make her out to be, you know. And yes, I'm totally aware. I mean, about Caden and everything. I'm totally aware of that. But what people don't understand about him dying is he went to the hospital and they saved his life. Okay. And then the story gets out there that he went and partied and overdosed and ended up dying again, ended up dying. What happens is when you overdose and they Narcan you, the overdose lasts longer than the Narcan. Okay. So if you don't stay in the hospital or anything like that and you go to sleep, your lungs just slowly stop working. And so he went to the hospital, but he called a friend of his to come and get him at the hospital. And he went home and went to bed. Unfortunately, he was still in the overdose. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Like
And
like
so,
it's like it was still under the effect.
yes, I mean, because it lasts longer than the Narcan.
Right.
And that's one of the things that we're actually trying to work on is if you get 911 called to you and there's people around you and you're not alone, I think that a person should have to sign saying that they understand the dangers of that person not seeking medical help. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because there's so many people. I mean, I know a mom right now that they Narcaned her son and brought him back and everything. And 3 hours later, he died
I'm sorry
because
to hear that.
he didn't go to the hospital or anything like that. And he laid down and went to sleep and he died. I can't even imagine that. I can't imagine watching my son get saved and then losing him 3 hours later.
Oh my God. Okay, so I guess Paparotti
Fabioli.
how they respond from Crime Circus, and then now now he's saying that the tattoo of the victims, it was a tattoo of a cult, and it's the cult of Odin. Oh my God. Lord Jesus,
Yeah.
are you serious, bro?
Like I said, throw the spaghetti noodles at the wall. Some of them's going to stick.
This
I
is
mean,
what we
think about
having.
it. If you take every name that's ever been involved in this case and throw it up against the wall, you can come back and say you were right.
And he has a Vandal sweater. Are you serious, Drip Drop? Damn, bro. Is it Drip Drop?
Exactly,
Is
DB.
it is
I
it is
mean,
it
but
is it linked to the University of Idaho somehow? That shit will baffle me. That shit will baffle me. But this shit right here, like using the tattoo of the victims to say that it's some kind of cult. Come on, man. I'm not even gonna play that shit, bro. That's this is the same person. This is the same person that brought the tunnels to all of ya. This is the same person that brought the tunnels to all of ya, and we're gonna listen to him, especially Lincoln Pavo. Come on, man. They both of them don't know what they talking about. Again, like it is what it is. Like they allowed to put out there whatever they want, but at the same time, bro, like if you're already seeing like Pablo being already wrong in a whole bunch of videos, he been wrong, and he's been proven already. In the same way, Crime Circle's being proven wrong in a whole bunch of videos. So this is the same content creator that people gonna pay attention to when we already proven show that they don't have no type of even comprehension in this case. Big shout out to AR Hayes though. Big shout out to AR Hayes. He been putting some good work though. I agree to disagree though. I don't agree in certain things with the guy, but I think we could give equal respect. He always been respectful to me. You know what I mean? I haven't been too respectful to him. So we could say that. You know what I mean? Big shout out to the guy. He I think he heard my takes and opinions about my feelings on the whole situation, and I think he didn't have nothing bad to say about me. Which I gotta say, I don't have nothing bad to say about AR Hayes neither. I don't. I don't have nothing against the guy. Actually, I encourage him to keep working hard, to keep putting the content out. I encourage the guy. He's a great dude. You know what I mean? But again, we are allowed to agree and disagree. It is okay. It's a true crime family. It's dysfunctional. You know what I mean? Big shout out to Yuda London. Big shout out to Yuda London. She be putting a lot of work in this case. I have not watched not one video, but I've seen that she have put a lot of videos about the case. Um, but that's all I know. I haven't really pay attention to what she's talking about. Oh, hey, hi, Jules. Hi, hello. Hi. But I think for today we have covered enough. We have given them 3 hours of content of great potential expose over here. I think we have spoke as unbiased as possible. We try to keep it right down the middle. We don't want to steer your opinion in this case whatsoever. We just want to share what we have worked, what our homework, our notes, putting Miss links together. And this is all we could do for the time being until things develop in the case. in the Idaho 4 and Bryan Kohberger case. I want to send a big shout out and so much appreciation to Warning Label Nena. Thank you so much, and a round of applause for you. Thank you for being here with us this long. I want to reserve a little bit of your ammunition. I want to make sure that we um put a little bit of that to the side to see if at some point you got time during the week or you have time next weekend. I want to make sure that I schedule. You're gonna see the schedule, live streams and whatnot. I want to make sure that I schedule something for the upcoming weekend because I know for a fact we will have a lot to talk about. And if you wanna like um schedule, let me know because I want to go for next week if you ask me.
Oh wow, let me check my calendar. I've got so many people wanting me on their panel.
No, go ahead.
No,
I
I'm
want to make
joking.
sure that you. I want to make sure you got time.
No, I got time. You just let me know when.
No, I appreciate you though. You're gonna see it on the live stream slots. You're gonna see it. You're gonna see the Idaho for Bryan Kohberger case and the topic, and I think you'll be able to get ready for the conversation. And I appreciate you so much for being here with us today. Sincerely, it makes my day way better having great conversations with great content creators and people that actually care about this case like you. Thank you so much, Warning Label Lena.
Well, thank you. And I mean, thank you for your compliments as far as, like the time and stuff that I've put into it. I mean, like I said, I've just been doing this since January or February of this year.
And you have great homework done because again, I'm literally listening to your connections and your notes, and it actually is great for me to say that we could link your information with my information and take it somewhere. I appreciate you for that and more. And hopefully I'll see you next weekend because I want to come back to the Idaho Fall and have more conversations with you about it.
That works for me.
Guys, a round of applause to Warning Label Nana. Thank you so much for being here with us today. Big shout out to Warning Label Nana. Thank you so much. Round of applause, guys. Very so much appreciated. Please make sure y'all go and subscribe to Warning Label Nana. Hopefully y'all enjoy the content. And if you see and feel that you have for some value in the content that we provide here, don't be shy. Make sure that you send some love right there to the PayPal. I make sure that when y'all donate, make sure that y'all, if y'all want to shout out, make sure that y'all write on the notes that y'all want to shout out. And also, Warning Label Nana, hopefully next weekend we could have her cash app. So like that when she comes to stage, we have her cash app. So if anyone wanna donate to Warning Label Nana, we will have it on the banner. So like that we could share with ya and y'all could donate to her also. I want to send a shout out to everyone that was watching. Thank you so much. Please make sure to click like, subscribe, and share the content. Subscribe to all these other great content creators like Sleuty Goose, Miss Holly Martin. Send Miss Holly Martin some love there in the Cash App. Speak Van Holding. Send him some love in the Cash App also. Truth and Transparency, Lana. Harsh Reality. Rock Shock True Crime. Big shout out to the Rock Shock Nation. Big shout out. Big shout out. Big shout out to Larissa Slaughter and big shout outs to Megs. Thank you so much for everyone that was here watching today. I love y'all so much. Thank you for being here today, listening to Jrod on Point and Warning Label Nana. And as always, I'ma let y'all with the same theme that I always share with y'all because it's from the bottom of my heart. Believe in yourself because I believe in you. If I did it, you could do it too. I ain't nothing special. I believe that you're gonna take the best decisions in your life for yourself and for everyone around you. It's Jrod on Point, your favorite brother, your mother's favorite son. I'm gonna see y'all next weekend. And let's close with You So Sexy. Cause y'all sexy. Have a good day.